Hello, thank you so much for joining us today. Today's webinar is Supporting Students Who Stutter in the Classroom Setting, and it's going to be presented by one of our speech and language pathologists, Wade Smith.
Thank you for that introduction. Again, my name is Wade Smith, and I'm a speech language pathologist and person who stutters. So today, this webinar is going to be all about stuttering and the classroom, and this was designed for teachers, parents, and support staff. So first, we're going to talk a little bit about stuttering and how it's characterized. So stuttering is considered a neurophysiological communication difference associated with different brain functioning and timing cues between our brain hemispheres. So the two lobes of our brain hemispheres are just not connecting and timing out our connection quite right. These timing issues can cause speech disruptions characterized by repetitions of sounds, syllables, words, prolongations, and interruptions of airflow, known as blocks. Stuttering is very common in childhood, affecting about 5 to 8% of children at some point. But stuttering usually resolves on its own, but around 1% persists into adulthood. Approximately 3 million Americans stutter, and in adults, the male to female ratio for stutters is about 4 to 1. So a lot more males than females stutter. So why is it important to understand and identify stuttering? Well, stuttering can have a significant impact on a child's social, emotional, and academic development over the course of their lives. Early intervention and support is critical to making a positive difference in the lives of people who stutter. So there's 3 different types of stuttering. Developmental stuttering, which is the most common. It usually begins in childhood between the ages of 2 and 4, and it's thought to be caused by a combination of genetic and environmental factors, but it's still a mystery of what the actual cause is. Neurogenic stuttering, this is a type of stuttering that's caused by damage to the brain, such as from a stroke or head injury. Psychogenic stuttering, this is a type of stuttering that's thought to be caused by a psychological factor, such as stress, anxiety, and trauma. So some really basic signs of stuttering would be frequent repetitions of sounds and syllables, words, prolongations of sounds, blocks or silent hesitation. You might see a kid avoiding certain words or sounds, tension in their neck and face. Excuse me. Visible frustration or anxiety while speaking, and reductions in overall communication. So we're going to go through some myths and facts about stuttering. Stuttering is caused by nervousness or anxiety. The fact is, while anxiety can sometimes exacerbate stuttering, it's not the cause. Stuttering can be cured, unfortunately, is a myth, and there is no cure for stuttering, but effective therapy can help manage fluency and confidence while speaking. People who stutter are less intelligent. Myth. The fact is, stuttering has no bearing on intelligence or cognitive abilities. Ignoring stuttering will make it go away. Big fact, ignoring stuttering can actually make it worse, and early intervention is necessary. So what can a speech language pathologist do to help a child who stutters? Well, we start by helping them learn about communication in general and about studying characteristics to get everything out on the table. We help them improve their overall communication skills, and in doing this, we help minimize negative reactions to their stuttering. We help them educate others in their environment, reduce the frequency and severity of stuttering behaviors, learn techniques for enhancing speech fluency, generalizing those skills in the real-world settings, and learning about advocacy and resilience. Now, I have a clip here, and this clip is an example of two scenarios and how a person who stutters can benefit from training in advocacy, education, and resilience. And I'm going to give this a try and hope this goes through. So this is a clip, again, it's two scenarios, and this is from the Blank Center of Stuttering and Education, which just put out a series of these recently.
Hi there, I'm Dr. Colton. What's your name?
Hi, my name is...
What's the matter? Did you forget your name? I'll explain later.
Go wait in the car. I'll be there in a second.
What were you talking to Dr. Colton about?
Oh, just your next appointment.
Hi there, I'm Dr. Colton. What's your name?
Hi, my name is...
What's the matter? Did you forget your name?
Oh, you're one of those people who's never met someone who stutters before. Stuttering is neurophysiological, and some of the smartest people in the world stutter. And like me, my dad also stutters. And if you have any questions about stuttering, please feel free to ask me.
I apologize. I had no idea. I will be sure to keep that in mind the next time I come across someone who stutters. See you in 6 months. Happy flossing.
So in that clip, you can kind of see that scenario where even though the person still stuttered, he got to show that he's a better communicator through advocacy, his education about stuttering, and resilience. And those are some of the training opportunities that a speech language pathologist can help a person with. So how do we support a child who stutters? First thing, as always, we got to be patient and understanding. We have to listen actively and make eye contact. We do not want to interrupt or finish their sentences. We want to model slow, calm, and deliberate speaking styles. Provide opportunities for relaxed conversation. Avoid drawing negative attention to the stuttering. Encourage the child to express themselves openly and honestly, and of course, celebrate their successes and progress. So what can we do to help the students feel more comfortable speaking in class? We're going to talk about a few strategies in a couple different scenarios. This one we're going to talk about has some suggestions for oral reading in the classroom. So if we're doing a group read, we're reading a book together. This can be a very stressful time for a lot of people who stutter or kids who don't like speaking in class. So a couple of strategies would be, one, allowing the child to choose their selection. Some children may prefer random selection. So some students may have an increased level of tension when they must sit and wait for their turn to talk. So one way of decreasing this pressure is to select students at random. A lot of kids would like the opposite, and they would like to choose their order. So I'm first, I'm last. Can help them so they don't feel growing amounts of anticipation and waiting. Some kids may want to decide on that very day, and the student and teacher can have a signal to indicate if they are ready to read aloud on a particular day, or if they're not feeling comfortable speaking. Knowing that they have some control over when they will be required to speak can help decrease anxiety. Another strategy would be to tag team, and communication pressures can be reduced when there's more than one student sharing the responsibility for a discussion or presentation. This can help the student know that they will not be alone when trying to talk in front of others. And of course, allow for other creative opportunities the student and team might come up with. The next suggestions are for oral reports. Oral reports are the classic stressor for a stutterer. Some suggestions to make those students feel more relaxed in the classroom would be trying to eliminate or extend time limits to minimize time pressures. So if the kid is going to take a little bit longer to do their report, then that should be allowed. Given an oral report in a small group setting, letting them choose the order of their oral report. Giving an oral report in partnership with another student, allowing the student to practice in an empty classroom before facing the class, and then maybe allowing the student to practice in front of a desired person before facing the class. And in severe cases only, we can allow a student to complete a different type of assignment to demonstrate the child's knowledge of a subject matter. But again, that's only in severe cases. So here we've got some suggestions for timed oral reading fluency assessments. Now, reading fluency is often assessed orally in school-age children through the collection of a words correct per minute, WCPM score. In many cases, this can result in students being assessed using a scale that taps straight into their most difficult speaking tasks, including speed and fluidity. So teachers, parents, and SLPs can be advocates for children who stutter by recommending they be exempt from the timed oral reading fluency sections of assessments. These children can be offered alternative silent reading assessments, such as the test of silent work reading fluency or the test of silent contextual reading fluency. So some suggestions there. Some things not to do. Avoid giving simplistic advice. Simple suggestions such as slow down, take a breath, start over, think about what you're going to say before you say it. Those all are well-meaning and seemingly helpful for children who struggle speaking. But unfortunately, these suggestions can be counterproductive by actually increasing unnecessary pressures and can actually make it harder for those students to communicate. We do not finish the students' sentences for them. Instead, we can wait patiently for them to finish speaking on their own. We can reflect back what you've heard so that they know that you've understood them. Then give them an opportunity to repair the message if necessary. So completing their sentences can make them feel unheard and may discourage them from trying to communicate and oversimplify their struggle. Because if it was just slow down, we wouldn't have a problem. So tips for creating a supportive environment. Again, we're going to try to not rush the students or adhere to unnecessary time pressures. When students who stutter feel a need to speak quickly, tension can build up in their speech muscles, thereby increasing the likelihood of stuttering. We want to model slow and relaxed speech, speaking deliberately and avoid rushing your words. This can help students feel more comfortable talking and taking their time while speaking. Provide resources. We can share information about stuttering with other teachers, staff, and students in your school. This can help raise awareness and understanding of stuttering in general. And always, we want to begin a dialogue with the child's support team, including the student themselves, to identify the best way to consistently handle classroom speaking situations. So some tips for creating that supportive environment. We're going to be patient, understanding and accepting of the student's stuttering, avoid drawing attention to it or making negative comments, and be sure to think about how we manage our own reactions. So if a child is blocking, they're closing their eyes, they're not able to get words out, we try our best to keep eye contact, remain calm, and to not make any faces or adjustments. We just try to continue to communicate with them by giving them their attention. So maintaining that eye contact and listening attentively. One of the biggest things I'd like you to take from this is to try to be a content-based learner. Show the student that you're interested in what they have to say, not how they are saying it. Again, we're going to be reducing pressure and stress by providing opportunities for the student to speak in low-pressured situations, such as a one-on-one conversation or small group discussion. We can encourage turn taking and implement strategies like raising hands or using a talking stick to ensure that everybody has a chance to speak without interruptions. Can create a calmer environment. And currently I've got some references here for this webinar, and then also some free resources that you may find helpful. And that will conclude the end of this webinar, unless we have any questions.
Thank you, Wade. That was a lot of great information.